Hey everybody, welcome back to the Moon Horoscopes Podcast. So, these are your horoscopes for the week of July 19th through the 26th. You guys, there were a ton of Pentacle cards and a lot of people really getting their space so that they can do what they want outside of others' opinions and other people's rules. So you'll see what I mean by that a little bit more as I go through each sign. So I'm going to go ahead and get started here with Capricorn. This week, you're super excited and ready to be seen. Yet, the minute you are seen, you run back into hiding. Toward the end of the week, you move more into being a hermit as you seek silence. You are working on something and would prefer to not be disturbed. In the next week, you show up in the world with what you've been working on. You're driven by a new purpose, but eventually you do take off your superhero cape. You are trying to learn how to be seen only as yourself, no additives. So you stop doing things in the world to make a point. And in the stillness, you begin to remember who you really are in this life. Also, moving on to Aquarius. This week, there is something you really want to experience. However, you are on the edge of considering the potential ramifications of following your desire. Toward the end of the week, you surrender to your desire. You are fully immersed in this new thing, but are having a challenging time fully experiencing it at this moment. You're still analyzing if this is something that is good for your life. In the next week, you begin to go in depth exploring the mechanics of the things you desire. In taking this scientific view, you begin to appreciate the thing you desire so much more. This is where things become very real. Now that you are fully having this experience, you wonder why it was so hard for you before. You're beginning to see that there are things that have been holding you back from really having that which you desire. While being fully immersed in your current desire, you have space to begin to release the old so that you can make more of what you desire to become real. Great, moving on to Pisces. This week, you're on the edge of something that is burning down before your eyes. You are really trying hard to restrain yourself from leaping in to save the day. Yet, as you give into your desire to help others, you're suddenly confused as to why there's no one to help and nothing to save. You soon discover that there was nothing wrong in the first place. There was simply a state of transformation taking place. Toward the end of the week, you move back outside this drama. Somehow, you naturally aren't caught up in the volatile state of those around you. With this space, you begin to try to bring healing to that which just died, even though you know it won't really bring things back. In the next week, you pull your attention away from this old situation. Instead, you begin to create something brand new. As you give into your spirit's higher plan, you begin to see the beauty of the road that was being paved for you originally. There is a new community, laughter, fun, friends, and a whole lot more coming your way. And you even realize how happy you could be in your life. You may not trust your spirit's plan yet, but you are working on it. Eventually, you begin to create again. This new creation really allows you to trust your spirit more. You are now learning about the human process of transformation with yourself and with others as you allow others to see your new project. Fantastic. Moving on to Aries. This week, you are terrified to take a step forward. You understand that one small step can change your entire reality. Toward the end of the week, you begin to teach and help everyone within your vicinity. However, it doesn't quite work well because those folks never signed up for this. Yet, being of service is the very thing that helps you find your confidence. Without much interest from others, you shift your focus back on to yourself. You take your own advice and you tell yourself that you will be safe through any transition. In the next week, you completely give up any fight you have with your impeding personal transformation. You surrender all the feelings you've been holding inside yourself. In many ways, you are apologizing to yourself for not being strong, brave, free, nice, or, well, anything else enough. As you are accepting yourself as you are, everything begins to transform around you. The change you were once afraid of begins to happen. You are surrounded by a new wave of abundance you never imagined you'd have in this life. Great, moving on to Taurus. This week, you're holding firm to your current reality. You will not be moved backwards. You're afraid that you will lose everything you have right now, even though the threat isn't real. Toward the end of the week, you're in full bloom, yet you are feeling quite responsible to create order out of chaos, direct others, and be the one in charge. Others are confused because they never asked you to take on such a load. In the next week, you pull your energy back to yourself and you stop being responsible for those around you. Instead, you focus your attention on what is precious in your life. Others grow curious about what you are working on at this time. You open up to showing others what matters most in your life. They begin to understand and respect those that they can now see are your purpose in your life. Great, moving on to Gemini. This week, you are fully seeing yourself. You are awe of the clarity, as it's almost hard to believe you are seeing you. Toward the end of the week, you are taking time to merge all the different parts of yourself. With this integration, you now have the capacity to simply know things you never realized you understood before. Eventually, things begin to make more sense. However, some realities in the world begin to piss you off. Something just does not add up. There is a freely uncovered lie you are finished with in your life. You begin to kick out anything that does not work for you. In the next week, you own no lies here as a tone in your life and for anyone that wants in your life. You're simply not letting lies or games be in your life anymore. You're living in the energy of truth. This choice means that there are people that will no longer be able to remain in your life. You may grieve this loss.